Hello there, welcome back to Simon's Shed. It's time for another layout update, finally, on the Severn Valley Railway, which is my N-gauge version of part of the Severn Valley Railway. I won't ramble too long because I know you want to get straight on and look at what I've been doing on the layout, but I just wanted to say thank you very much for 9,000 subscribers, which we are about to hit or have just hit, depending on when you're watching this video and how fast those last few subscribers towards 9,000 sign up, which reminds me, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. But yes, let's crack on and see what I've been doing. Making plans and building caravans. Alrighty, it has cooled down a bit in terms of the weather, allowing me to get back into the shed, hopefully a bit more now. And now the kids have gone back to school, it's back into more of a routine that allows a bit more modelling time. And there is, I know we've talked about it before, but there is a sort of modelling season that I guess is sort of starting now. So before I do make any progress, I just wanted to have a quick whiz around and show you what I'm planning, because that's what I've been doing mainly, planning what to do next. So nothing's changed here over at Arley, that's all as it was. On the bridge we've got a tube of glue to remind me to repair that railing along there, although I did in dismantling Boddenham Woods, the old layout, some of which you can see here, I found some better sort of thinner, finer fence that I might use to replace that. That's sort of quite thick, chunky fence. So yeah, I must remember to swap that over. So starting here, again, these trees are off Boddenham Woods. I've just laid them out in a circle to remind me that this whole circle here needs to be full of trees, and the same here. So we're going to put a load of trees there. I've got the sea foam, I just need to actually make the trees and stick them down. And then my research has told me that on this side of the line, in actually a number of places along this bit, sort of before and after the safari park, there are caravan parks. So I thought that'd be a nice little thing to do, just maybe have a road just coming out of there, across and disappearing again, and a sort of row of caravans, just to give the impression of a small part of a bigger caravan park. So that should be an interesting little feature. That house is over there just to remind me that you can see some house, I think it's the backs of some houses on that bit. So yeah, as we come over Victoria Bridge, we've obviously missed out a chunk of the real railway, the real Severn Valley. We got the safari park. There isn't a caravan park right opposite, but they're fairly close, so we can use a bit of license, a bit of modeller's license there. And then again, we've got to miss out a chunk of the real line, and we start coming in. This is the turn into Kidderminster, and there's Kidderminster, Severn Valley, and the main line. And here will be there's a row of trees. That's to remind me to put a row of trees along there. And we've got back gardens from here to here. So again, some backs of some houses you can see there. I'm going to use these detailing bits that, as I say, I've rescued from Boddenham Woods. That will definitely come in handy. Coming down further, we've got a bridge over the line here, sort of metal girder bridge. That's just spare paper, so ignore that. Some more bits that have been rescued. There is a signal box here at Kidderminster, Severn Valley, so I might use that one. It doesn't match up exactly, but it might do for version 1. to keep things moving. And yes, we've got a water tower and some water filling pumps. Also, I've started to think about what happens down this end where the Kidderminster bit of the scenery ends. So we've got we're going to have a back scene, and that's going to go here, because over here there is a road bridge. So up here will be a road, and that's going to be the end of, I'm going to use that bridge as the end of the sort of scenic bit, and then this will be hidden behind. So board across there. I'm also going to try and hide this line a bit as well, because that's not really there. So what I've done, just using Google Maps, is just measured out roughly the size of the buildings and so on. So let me show you that. So where the tracks end at the Severn Valley Railway, there's a little path, and then we've got this is just the footprint of the Severn Valley Station building at Kidderminster. So this bit, for example, is a big glass, the canopy bit, and then you've got the buildings sort of along here and down there. So that's just to show me the overall footprint, to try and figure out how, if I can fit everything in the space I've got left down this end. Now, it was such a long time ago, I can't remember exactly what I was planning to do and how much of it I was planning to model, so we need to sort of figure that out, see where we've ended up in terms of space, and have a look. But I'll show you in a minute. I've sort of made templates of this. So this is like 34 meters, the footprint of the building and the canopies and everything, which converts to about 23 centimeters. So the blue is the sort of size in centimeters in N gauge. The green is the sort of real size, and then we've got like 45 meters to the road. The road going across there, and then we've also got the main line station there. So I've made templates of all those, and let me try and show you how they fit. So that is the SVR Kidderminster station. There's the 4 tracks come in, and the head shunt, I'm going to say head shunt, and then little gap, station building, car park, road. Now you can see the problem here is that if this is standing up this way, we've not got much room left for car park and road, and then obviously opposite the road there's a row of shops and pub and all kinds of buildings over there on Comberton Hill. So we're definitely not going to have room to build the buildings in 3 dimensions. If I can scale bits down, we can do sort of low relief buildings. That's an option. Or if we can't, then it may be don't model the road at all and just go to the sort of boundary of the Severn Valley car park, or it may be just print the on the back scene some kind of representation of Comberton Hill onto here. This board is reused from Bodnam Woods again, so nothing's going to waste. But yeah, you've got the station, you've got the little building here, and we've got that's the main line station building there. And as I say, the bridge, it all hinges. You see over there. What's limiting us is we can't go any further forward this way because the tracks start to diverge, so we've got to sort of hide that under the bridge. So that's about as far as we can come with the back scene. And then it is, to get the angles right, it needs to be sort of angling this way a little bit, so it's sort of level with that angle there, the edge of that board, if you see what I mean. So that's about as much room as we've got. We can probably pinch a little bit, but clearly 45 meters to the road, which is 34 centimeters. That's going to be over there somewhere. So we're going to have a think. So I was going to start doing bits at this end and you know, make the bridge and start modelling the road coming down and things like that, but I think I need to leave it and just let it turn over in my mind, and obviously suggest, you know, feel free to suggest things in the comments, but yeah, I need to think this one over and figure out what I'm actually going to put here and how much of it we're going to do. So we are going to move back up there and let's see what we can do. And it's now a couple of weeks later. I have made more progress than this, I promise, but I'll explain that in a sec. So we're going to reuse some of that fence from Boddenham Woods. It's not glued down yet. Fence off the area for the caravan park, and obviously we've got some trees ready, and we'll put some other bits and pieces in, bushes and perhaps some slabs next to the caravans. But obviously the main thing we need is caravans. So I had a little search, and there is in fact an N-gauge card kit made by Justin, who runs Scale Model Scenery and modelrailwayscenery.co.uk. I've been on his mailing list for ages, and kind of feel like I know him because he sends a little update every week with what his family have been up to and what's going on with Scale Model Scenery, and he runs a club with that as well. So take a look at that if you are not aware of that already. I'm sure most of you are. And thanks to Justin, because he has linked to several of my videos in his weekly emails, and see the little spikes in traffic. But I've been meaning to check out some of their products for a while, and this is as good a chance as any, because they make, as I say, an N-gauge static caravan downloadable printable kit, card kit. So let me show you how I've been making those. So this is what you get. I think it's only £2 or £3, so absolute bargain. You get 2 caravans per sheet, slightly different designs, and just printed it out best quality I could onto normal sort of photocopier paper. Not sure if you're supposed to print it out on a slightly thicker card, to be honest, but we'll come on to that in a second. So yeah, stage one is cutting out all of the bits, and at that point I sort of realised that maybe the thin paper wasn't the best idea, so came up with a couple of different thicknesses of card. I got some, the darker one is 1mm grey board, and the white one is just thin card, and I sandwiched 2 layers together for the base, and made some corner pieces to support the body. So we sort of wrap, this is the base, wrap that around, and while that was drying I used some thin card to sort of reinforce the roof, and scored down the middle on the back to create the fold in the roof. I then sort of pre-creased the actual body and folded the front window up. It just requires you to fold the 2 bits inwards to create a triple layer of thickness to give the window a bit of 3D, a bit of a 3D effect. So once the base, that's the base, was wrapped around the card, you then stick it on the bottom of the main bit, the body. You can see you've got some sort of girder effect underneath. And then, as I say, I glued in the sort of corner strengthener bits. I did try a couple without this and it seemed okay, but they are quite delicate without the strengthening cardboard. So on goes the window, and now comes the fiddliest bit, which is the sort of other end of the roof. You have to sort of create a square tube with the apex of the roof there. I had quite a bit of practice at this because I ended up making, this is the 7th one, and on that goes at the front there. Just gives it a bit more of a 3D look, a bit more realistic. You can see the tabs at the top ready for the roof piece to go on, and that on the end of the knife is a vent for the roof, so I stuck those tiny bits on there. That's where the vents are above the kitchen and the bathroom. So yeah, pleased with the kit. As I say, I've spent a lot of time building 7 of these now, so I've had my fill of caravan building, but pleased with the results. So yeah, let's pop them onto the layout. And here are all the caravans. Nothing's glued down yet, apart from the this sort of path or road that would be around the caravan park, just a thin little path, which is just scalescenes.com tarmac sheet cut out. I have dug out the shading pastels. They're just various shades of grey and black, and I've done things like just where it was a bit white along the roof line, just darken that down a bit. You can use felt tips or pencil or whatever to a little bit dab of paint to do that. Just add the pastels to hand, and while I did, I actually went over the tarmac sheet, and I think that's improved it. So yeah, if I just show you with the black one, we've got the original as printed sheet, and then if we just do this and just basically keep smudging it in, spreading it out, I think that looks more tarmacy than that bit. So I'm going to carry on and do all of the roads basically. I've done a little bit here which I need to carry on, but I think that's making the tarmac look more tarmac like. So the only other thing I've done is give those a spray, because they are printed card, with the artist's matte varnish, just to hold the colour and sort of damp proof them a little bit. It does help to give them a bit of longevity. So now I think it's time to stick the fence down on the caravans and plant some trees, and yeah, put the finishing touches in. There you go, all stuck down, trees added. Makes a huge difference. You can never, I've never got to a point where I've said there's too many trees there. It just seems to really bring it to life. So I've done some little details. We've got some telegraph poles. Some of the caravans have got little storage boxes. That's actually a large suitcase for the station platforms, but it looks like one of those storage boxes people have. And some of them have got little paths next to the caravan. Little picnic going on there. Fence, trees, some orange flowers going on there. I think that adds a nice little scene. And just printed out various pictures of caravan parks and tried them behind and picked the one that seemed to work best. Not sure about the I like the caravans, but I'm not sure about these trees behind it, so we'll see. I might cover that bit up with something else later on, but and obviously need to carry on the background down there. Again, this is just a picture I had a while ago that I saved in my potential backgrounds folder of a nice little field, and that's one of the fields I've used over here somewhere, just sticking on various layers. There we go. So I think that's that bit done. Still haven't made all these trees for these two areas here that I said at the start, so I think I'll do that next. Try and get those stuck down. Yes, but for now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.